My journey into discipline began around the same time as my weight loss journey in 2022. I needed one to do the other. I've always been an all or nothing sort of person. Like, I smoked cigarettes from age 15 to 21. And, I was up to 2 packs a day then. Then cigarettes were $2 a pack. Gas was $1 a gallon. Those were the days. But I was watching the 700 Club Q&A segment, and someone asked the question that I had asked the night before to God: are cigarettes a sin? Or is smoking cigarettes a sin? That's exactly what I said. And Pat Robertson looked into the camera, into my soul, and said, anything that has dominion over you is a sin. And I was like, whoa, mind blown, right? So I quit that day, cold turkey. I was curled up on the couch crying for 2 weeks, but I did it, and I've been quit for 20 years now. I don't think I ever really had a food addiction, but I did notice that I lost control around sugar and carbs. Like, it's so easy to overeat sugar and carbs. Our body doesn't have a fail-safe mechanism to recognize when we've had enough because they are not needed. They're not required. They're not essential. They're just extra. And all these companies manufacture the garbage, and then we give them money for the garbage. It's a very messed up system. And if you're trying to lose weight, especially if you've got a lot to lose, it's a long haul prospect. You can't give it all you've got for 1 month and expect to see results in that month. It doesn't happen that way. Losing weight takes a really long time. It's about making the right choices day after day after day for the rest of your life. So I've made no secret that I'm a Christian. It's so much a part of me that it's most of me now. But I didn't realize that I'm also a Stoic. So in 2022, I started hearing some influencers talk about Stoicism. Dr. Barry was one of them. Robert Sykes, Keto Savage, was another one. And maybe a few others. They were talking about Stoicism, and I thought, I like the way that sounds. Let me look into it. So I got Ryan Holiday's book, The Obstacle is the Way. Got the audiobook, downed it in a day. Loved it. Started teaching my kids about it. Made my son read it. And then I bought all of his other books. It was so cool to read a book that had my worldview. I guess I'm just a natural Stoic. It's the way I think, That's outside of my control. I don't need to focus my energy on that. What can I do, it's just who I am. But it was really, really cool. And that's not to say there wasn't plenty to learn. There was plenty to learn. Now, I recommend his books with a caveat, especially if you're a Christian like me. It's really irritating when he interjects his own political views, his personal political views. I wish he would just stick to Stoicism and leave it at that. But, as a writer, you interject some of yourself into your books. It's natural, and I can look past it because the principles that he's teaching about are so good. For instance, some of the people he chooses to highlight, I would classify as evil. And I really didn't want to hear about them. I didn't want to hear about their lives and how they're a model of Stoicism, but I was like, just get past it, April. Just listen. There could be something you don't know, something you could learn. And I did. I did learn from every single person that he featured as a model of Stoicism. And it didn't take away from their evilness either. So there's that. But just listen to the Stoic values and the principles that he teaches on that. And you can get past his political left-wing sort of point of view. If that's your point of view, you won't have any problems. And that's just me interjecting my personal political point of view. Anyway, I also got the Daily Stoic, and I started reading those little daily devotional type things after my Bible reading in the morning. So I wake up, take my blood glucose and ketones, then I get my coffee, feed the cats, then I go read my Bible. I read at least a chapter of the Bible, then I read the Daily Stoic for the day, then I journal. I didn't always do this. Just last year, I would just wake up whenever because my kids are homeschooled. My husband goes to work. I don't. My work is at home. So I didn't have to wake up at any specific time. So the first thing I changed was waking up at 6 a.m. every single day. Then, and I've had the reading the Bible a chapter a day every morning for like 5 years. So that was a habit that I already had. Now I added the Daily Stoic. Then I added journaling. Then I added going to bed at 10 p.m. or as close to it as I can manage every single night. So I have become more regimented, and I actually really like it. I am a creature of routine. I like my routine. Please don't mess with my routine. But I didn't do this all at once. Even as an all or nothing person, I think it's impossible to do all at once. So you have to just build one habit upon the other. Once one becomes ingrained, then you move on to another one if you want to make more improvements. I didn't just wake up one day as the model of discipline. I don't think anybody does that. It's like the process of sanctification for a Christian. So you get saved, wonderful time, but that's just the beginning. That's the beginning of the journey. There's sanctification that comes next, which is us decreasing and Christ increasing until we resemble Christ. And that never stops until you're dead. No one can be like, oh, I'm fully sanctified, I'm good. And no one can be like, oh, I'm fully disciplined, I'm good. It doesn't work that way. This is a lifelong struggle. It's a lifelong aspiration. You never reach it until you're dead. But you can work steadily toward that goal for your entire life and get better and better and better. More and more sanctified, more and more disciplined, being better today than you were yesterday. And that's really what it boils down to for me, is can I be better today than I was yesterday? Hopefully all of my videos are better. This one hopefully is better than the one before it. And that one's better than the one before it. And I'll just keep steadily improving. That's the goal. Maybe I can't achieve it, but that's the goal. Same with my body. Working on my weight loss goals. I make the right choices every day. The results must follow. I can't control what the results will be. All I can control is what my choices are. So I make the right choices every single day. For the most part. We all mess up. But when you mess up, you get right back on it. You don't wallow in self-pity. It's discipline. Not punishment. Discipline. And self-discipline especially. It's my new thing. I really dig it. The key to discipline is simply saying you're going to do something and then following through with that. You do what you say you're going to do. And you do it even when you don't want to. Like working out. Some days I really don't want to go work out, but I do it anyway because I know I should. Because it's one of those right choices that I have to make in order to one day reach my goals. Because you choose your future now. Every choice you make is stacking up one on top of the other to get you to where you'll be in a year, 2 years, 5 years. So I'm trying not to focus on where I am now, which is not where I want to be, but where can I be in the future if I make these right choices today. I've linked to all of Ryan Holiday's books in the description below if you're interested in checking those out. You could also skip him and just get the entire works of the Stoics. There's lots of Stoic books out there that you can choose from. I just like Ryan Holiday, how he delivers it. He also has a daily email and all of that. But the books, I'm a book girl. I love the books. I think that they'll enrich your life if you take the principles and practice them. Philosophy isn't just about people sitting around talking about stuff. It's about practicing your worldview. So if Stoicism is my worldview, that means I'm going to greet what comes with a good attitude, work for the good of humanity, work for the good of my family, work for the good of myself, and specifically to me, work to make the Lord happy, work to please the Father. That's one of my main goals. And I think that he really likes discipline. I think he likes it when we try to be perfect. We will never be perfect. There will never come a day when April is perfect, ever. And that's not my goal. My goal is not perfection. My goal is progress. I want to keep making progress. I want, when I stand before the Lord, he says, good job, kid. You worked real hard. I mean, what more is there? You know, that's all I can do. All I can do is work. And I think that acquiring discipline and wisdom, I think discipline and wisdom are two sides of the same coin. You can't really develop wisdom without discipline. And you can't develop discipline without wisdom, right? And as I get older, I should be acquiring wisdom, which means that I should become more and more disciplined as a person. If I hadn't generated this discipline and this love of discipline and this faithfulness to be disciplined, then I would never have made it to the other side of that 9-month weight loss plateau that I endured last year. Next week, we're going to completely flip gears, and I'm so flipping excited. We're going to talk about the low-carb cruise, which I will be on. It's in June. A lot of great speakers are going to be there. It's a vacation, so I'm like, yes, I can't wait. I don't know at what point the progress will be on our house at that point, but I know I'll need a break, so I will be reporting back about the conferences. I'm a conference nerd. I totally love conferences. That's what I'm most excited about, y'all, is sitting in an auditorium and hearing speakers speak. Legit. I hate the ocean. I absolutely hate it. I'm totally terrified of it. I don't like ships, but I'm going on this cruise because of the speakers and because I think it's just good. You know, Christians are supposed to fellowship with believers because it's good for our soul. Well, carnivores, ketovores, keto peeps, anyone, low carbers, you know, anyone trying to lose weight, anyone who's on a weight loss journey, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people. There's something very, very valuable and almost magical about it. I really, really enjoy it. Kind of like watching a movie with other people, like the Avengers, you know, years and years ago. You go to the theater and it's a shared experience. You can watch it in your house fine, you know, but it's not the same as watching it in the theater and having those speakers that boom and like shake your guts, and it's a whole experience. And that's what the low carb cruise is going to be, and I'm so excited about it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. It really means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to get better. I hope that you can see that I'm getting better. And I really, really appreciate every single person who watches my videos. Who am I? You know, why are you going to listen to me? But I hope that I have something to offer. I hope that I have something of value to bring to your life. And that is the goal of this channel, is to bring value to you. If there's any way that I can do better, if you have any suggestions, I know I'm opening up Pandora's box here, but if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like me to feature or do or talk about, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm open. Just, you know, be nice. Nothing negative. Constructive criticism is fine, but be nice. I'm sensitive. Don't hurt my feelers. Last week I shared a few ways to overcome negative self-talk, and if you haven't seen that video, you can watch it here. Anyway, until next time, stay beautiful, friends.